glad to be here, mashallah. I'm glad you're here. Basically, growing up as an American and as a Muslim, I was very confused, like a lot of us are. And I had no idea what that even meant. What is American Muslim? What is Islam? I didn't know what that meant. And let's be honest, I wasn't the angel back in the day, like Mellor. Do you get it, Mellor? Anyways, so really, when I kind of internalized that, I wanted to understand why I struggled. So honestly, I left all of that, the popularity, the friends. I had to leave, I had to step out, and I had to really understand, who am I? What does this mean, Americans? So after I took a step back, I realized, and we always hear about changing the world, right? Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. How many people have heard that quote? Raise your hand. What you don't know about Gandhi, which I'll tell you right now, one of his major influences, the person that had the most profound impact on Gandhi was actually Umar ibn Khattab, which is our second Khalifa. He actually read Umar ibn Khattab and said, if I knew Muhammad, I would follow him. This is Gandhi. The biggest people you know now, George Bernard Shaw. Who knows George Bernard Shaw? Maybe like 5 people. Nice. He said Islam is the only religion equipped to actually deal with the world's problems. From solving Umar ibn Khattab's nephew, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, he literally changed the world in 2 years. He ended world poverty in 2 years. And he had a country or a nation 10 times bigger than America and UK put together. In 2 years, ending world poverty. So when I looked at that, I said, what is my part to play? You know, I want to change the world, I want to give back. That's why you're all here. So I created this seminar. And alhamdulillah, I'm now the youngest student director in the country. I just got a job in Michigan. I literally devoted my whole life to this. I said, med school, sure, I'm just going to be another Syrian doctor that makes like 300 grand. Or I can actually give back. It's not just, hey, come learn Islam. No, it's beyond that. It's, you want to start a business? We're going to give you entrepreneur skills. You want to know what your purpose in life is? We're going to teach you that. You want to know what your talent is? We're going to allow you to give that network. And we don't want to, I'll tell you something about UK and then I'll finish. In UK, they have 10 times more Muslims than we do in America. But they don't get stuff done. Matter of fact, the Muslims there are looked down upon. Do you know why? Because they have this huge clash. They have religious, non-religious clashing all the time. And they don't have common grounds. In America, alhamdulillah, the one thing we don't have is that. A lot of my friends, when I left that, they're still my friends. But at the same time, what we don't have is this clash. And I don't use the term religious anymore. Really. I use committed. When people tell me, hey, you're a religious guy, I'm like, no, I'm not religious. What are you talking about? I'm committed to my faith. It's a different mindset. But you learn about that in the seminar. And when I internalized all this, I said, we have the greatest potential as American Muslims to change the world. If you want that, if you really want that, if you really want to make a difference, if you don't want to be just another doctor, another engineer, another lawyer, but someone who's really going to make a difference in the world, I would love if you attended this seminar. But on top of that, what I really want to do for the Maher Zain event is I want to get some committed members to actually sell our tickets. Matter of fact, let me tell you something about the seminar. We only accept 100 attendees. No more, no less. Only 100. Because honestly, I want that individual interaction. When I go nationally to speak to youth, I have girls coming up to me saying, you know, I'm pregnant, I don't know how to tell my parents. I have, my father thinks I have psychological disorders. What do I do? And if it's like a room with thousands of people that we can get, how am I going to individually interact and say, let's sit down, let's talk. What are your problems? How can I help you solve? What do you want to do with your life? And how can I help and assist you in any way possible? That's what I want, and that's why we only accept 100. Now, if some of you are committed to do something like this, to really give back, and to have people register, inshallah, see me afterwards, you'll see Brother Amran, he has the flyers and the tickets. But I'll say one thing, if you are serious about it, I'm going to tell you what I tell my team. What I tell my team in Michigan, what I tell my team in Memphis, what I tell my team in Florida. I tell them this. I tell them, you either market and you work for this, like lives are dependent on it, or don't market at all. I tell them that, and I tell them straight in the face. I'm like, if you go out there and you give me some half-baked work, don't work at all. Do something else. Because this is not another seminar, or another organization, or another company. This is literally taking all of the youth in America and saying, we need to be empowered, we need to make a difference, and I'm going to teach you how. I'm going to show you how with all the skills that we gathered. I went to school for psychology, so I have some of those skills, but we're working beyond that. So if you are committed, keep that in your mind. It's either committed 100% or, sorry Ahmed, I can't do it, I'm busy at the moment. And that's fine. I respect what you're doing. So inshallah, that's pretty much the gist of this seminar. I'm going to teach you from how to get fit, how to get buff, to all of the things that are in your mind. And most importantly, my favorite part of this seminar, this is literally my favorite part, is any questions you have, anything, throw it out. I remember when I was growing up, I had philosophical issues. Let's be honest, I was one of those atheist Muslims, right? I couldn't say anything, but I was like, dude, I have like some really big issues and no one's answering. When I go to an imam or a religious leader, what do they tell you? They say, listen, just make isti'adah and, be careful. That's not how things work. We want to the fact that I'm questioning, the fact that you're questioning means that you're thinking. You're actually thinking about your life. So my favorite part of the seminar is like, listen, you have questions? Why does God exist? Why am I here? Bring them all out. That's my favorite part because I'm not afraid of these questions. I have to deal with them myself. Can we have a girlfriend, boyfriend? Why? Why can I have a girlfriend? And can I have a girlfriend? What is halal dating? I put that in the Facebook description. I answer all of these questions because I went through it and I know what it's like growing up here, feeling confused, making wrong decisions, and then taking a step back and saying, I understand now. I understand what I need to do. I understand how I can give back. So I'd love for you all to come. Hopefully you're all going to register and come. But most importantly, if you are committed to start selling tickets at the event, or just getting people registered, if you have friends that we're not targeting the religious group or the non-religious group. We're targeting Muslims, period. If you identify yourself as a Muslim, you need to be here. Whether you wear hijab, whether you don't wear hijab. Whether you have a girlfriend, whether you don't have a girlfriend. We're getting everyone, we're going to explain to you what this world means and how you can play a part in it. So I hope, inshallah, that was more than a brief summary. Sorry, Dr. Manal. She's amazing. I want everyone to give Dr. Manal a round of applause. She's actually one of the people I look up to personally, and I looked up to ever since I was like 15. I went and asked her, and I was like, hey, Manal, like, how are you like so amazing? She's like, I want to be amazing. And then she's like,
I'm videotaping.
That was my status too. She's just like, I'm thankful for everything. And I was like, okay, like seriously, why are you amazing? Like that's not an answer I want. How do you do what you do? And I've spent the last 4 years really modeling these successful people, from Bill Gates to Steve Jobs, understanding how they got there. And I'll end with one quote from Steve Jobs, who's my hero personally. He said, when Steve Jobs was starting his company, the one thing, people, first of all, went from bankruptcy to the greatest company in the world. How did they do that? He said, it's quality or nothing. And you can see that, our mission, in our flyers, in our tickets, in the content we're going to produce. But he said it's quality or nothing. I'm not doing this for the money. And neither am I. I've devoted my life for this, not to the money. My graduate studies is youth development, not for the money, but because I see a genuine concern that needs to be dealt with. And Steve Jobs said something amazing that I'll never forget. Because back in the day when he was growing up, he was actually a hippie. And he had that revolutionary mindset. When you're a hippie, you're like, yeah, revolution, revolution. So he said something that really blew me away. And he said, I want to make a dent in the universe. So my question to you all is really, what dent are you going to make in the universe? When you die, are you going to be remembered? And if you are, for what reason? So inshallah, I hope that's all I want to say for now. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I can see you all there at the seminar before I move to Michigan. Inshallah. Thanks again, Dr. Manal, for giving me this opportunity. Assalamu alaikum.